The way it works is that the way the mastermind works is that we both come with our lists, and it's generally a three-part list. The first one is achievements of the past week, and that can be personal or buffer related. For example, we were able to ship X, or I was able to do this like goal that I had around like meditation or gym or whatever it is, or reading a book, or like and that usually takes 10 minutes for each of us. So we take 10 minutes to talk about this. So we come prepared, and we have 10 minutes to run through those, and then 10 minutes to get the other person gets to run through their achievements. And then we end up with some comments, and the comments are usually trying to tie things together. This is like, oh, there's this pattern. It seems like your last week was very much around fitness, or like your last week seems you have been a lot more reflective, or you've seen to made a lot of progress in your interactions with people because you focus on the positivity part, or like it seems like very buffer focused on hiring, or like whatever it is, like trying to uncover patterns that, because we have a list of one of things that we can't see and the other person can sort of help us see. And then after that 10 minutes each, we go into challenges. And so that challenges is usually 30 to 40 minutes each. And the way we try to approach it is that you talk about your challenge, and and the other person tries their best not to solve your challenge for you, which is something we're really inclined to do. It's like, I'm telling you, Courtney, like, Courtney, how should I do this? I don't know how to get my gym routine back on track. I've only been going once a week. I want to go 4 times a week. And the usual thing that happens is that the other person jumps in and says like, oh yeah, have you tried this? And you could do this, and you could do this, and you could do that. And I certainly often make this mistake, but the main goal of the mastermind is to actually ask questions, to say like, oh, why have you been only going once a week? Or like, what would you like? What kind of workouts would you like to do more? Or like, oh, what do you feel like is the key challenge why you haven't done it? And now I'm actually starting to solve my own problem. It's like, oh yeah, so I've switched gyms, and that gym is a bit further away. It's like, oh, actually, maybe I should try and get a bike, because then it's like, see, now you're putting me on the track. It's sort of this Socratic method of just asking questions and not giving advice or telling people how to solve it. So that's what goes on for like 40 minutes. And we do not always manage to do that. And I think Joel is much better at that than me. I'm much quicker to jump with like, you should just do this, and you could just do that. And like, it's even, no matter how good the suggestion is, and I mean, I don't even know how good it is, but like, it's just, creates this sort of like, you're not coming up with the solution to your own problem situation, which, has a slight challenge in the terms of like the ownership, or the personal investment that you feel from like going on and actually fixing that. And so we try to do that for 40 minutes each, and to go back and forth and work through challenges, offer related, personal related, and then make some time for sort of feedback for each other, where we're even though Joel and I know each other for a long time, and I think we're pretty good at it, it's still one of the toughest things to do, where you want to word very carefully what may be something that you noticed or you spotted, and it's always a practice to not be defensive when you hear any of those things, and then be sort of open-minded, and especially because we're peers on that level, it sort of makes it even harder to actually be accepting of it, and not sort of say like, yeah, because you sort of coaching me on this, I'm taking your feedback on board. But because we're like, it's almost more like a friend or like a colleague sharing that feedback, it's actually requires even more, I think, like empathy and compassion to take the